Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening, and thank you so much for joining. Those on YouTube, those on Facebook, those on Instagram, and especially those on YouTube. I want to wish you a happy New Year, and it's 2024 and 2024, which is great things ahead, great things in store, and I want to invite you to enjoy the show and be a partaker of it as well. Hey, Michelle, how are you? Happy, prosperous New Year to you, Sylbourne. Yeah, well, to me. Well, I want to say, for 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 the New Year 2024, um, we are seeing that we have inherited a lot of the issues which have been happening in 2023. You have the Ukraine war with Russia. We also have the in the Middle East with Palestine, Hamas, and Israel. That is going on. We're still having incidents of schools being shut up by young people in America. We're having in the world, uh, election is in the air as well. We have election in the air in the UK. We have election in the air in America. We also have election in the air in Jamaica as well. you know and all of these things are taking part at the same time. So it is like, you may say 2024 was a year whereby, or 2023 was a year whereby that took place, and now we're in 2024 and everything is gone, right? All of that bit is gone, and therefore, you know we wipe away 2023. But ladies and gentlemen, the reality of it is this: 2024 has also inherited a lot of 2023. And also for our lives as well, one may say that we have also inherited a lot of things from the past. But the difference that what can be done, the difference that I believe that can be done is that, I believe that people will have to, what should I say, rise up. And when I say rise up is not just about jumping up and down and jump prance, and making a nuisance of yourself, but rise up in the political sphere, rise up in different areas in order to make a difference. We all have to make a difference in 2024. I don't think we can allow um, business as usual in 2024. You know, I don't think we can allow leaders who have somewhat been there and been around for a while, and somewhat seem to make it look as if to say they have the answer to the world ills, to your ills, to the nation ills. But really and truly, I believe very strongly that we have the answer to our ills. And therefore, one of the things that I strongly, let me see something. I'm just looking here. Yeah. I yeah. And therefore, one of the things that I, oh, that's fantastic. I'm on YouTube. I'm on Instagram. Instagram is flowing very well. That's the whole development. You got to move things whereby you can see the whole aspect of Instagram as it is. I'm good. I'm good. I think my shows this year, and for all different years as well, will move towards a point of education, of substance, you know, substance in things that persons can take away with some level of ammunition. The, the election in the UK, for argument's sake, which is on its way and it's going to take place, and the signs are on the wall, and the signs are all over, that is more than likely it's going to be a Labour government coming in next. But at the same time, what I've seen in the past, whereby you think that it's a Labour government, there was Jeremy Corbyn, there was Miliband, and everybody thought it was going to be so. But lo and behold, it wasn't so. It still was a conservative government. And many people are saying that there's a need for a shift, right? There's a need for a shift. And if you look at the title which I coined the show today, it's Is Britain Ready for a New Direction? You know, are you ready for a new direction as well? And our country is ready for a new direction. But as someone will say sometime, we're just going around in circles and having the same thing. Hi, Cool Breeze. Peace be with you, my brother. We need a complete change. As they're all on this on take. Well, there we go. We all need a complete change. Let me see what Michelle says. Always try to look at the glass as being half full, not half empty. But I'm sorry to say it's only going to get worse. All of what is happening is a part of the agenda. Mm, a part of the agenda. Now that's very interesting. A part of the agenda. And the big question we've got to ask ourselves, and Michelle, you can answer this. What is this agenda? What is this agenda that the world is on? What is the agenda that you see? Those on TikTok, what is the agenda you see? Those on YouTube, Facebook, what is the agenda that you see? What is this world agenda? And is the world ready for a new direction? What is its direction? What is its direction? I'm gonna see if I can actually find something just to start the bit regarding you know the with the whole aspect of the Kirstama there. Let me see if I can find that bit there, and I hope that it plays. And let me know if it plays. I'm gonna find the video file. Share the screen. Dump, ta-dump, ta-dump. Let me see. Project Hope. No, Project Hope. No instant tax cuts. Let me see this. Let's.
We're ready for a general election. I think the country's ready for a general election. Turn its back on this decline and usher in the hope and change that a Labour government can bring.
Yes, one of your own colleagues, John Cruddas, has written, "It is difficult to identify the purpose of a future Labour government." This guy's on your side. What do you say to him?
A decade of national renewal is the central defining purpose of an incoming Labour government, to be contrasted with 14 years of decline.
He says you're an elusive leader, difficult to find.
A decade of national renewal is a huge national project to drive our country forward, underpinned by 5 missions, which I set out in great detail last year. And I think that if you look at those missions, they are strong enough to not just fix the problems that we have in this country. We know we've got huge problems, nobody argues with that, but actually take our country forward.
Okay, so that is Keir Starmer. Keir Starmer talking about the changes that he wants to make, and and if I look at some of the bits that what they said is that Rishi Sunak, what he's saying is that he's working. Um, Assumption is to call a general election for the second half of the year, right? The second half of the year, and it was thought Sunak could call an election in May, but that seems to have been ruled out. Labour leader Keir Starmer, what he's saying, accuses Sunak of squatting in Downing Street 4 months to an end. Squatting. Sunak gave the election update after Labour leader Keir Starmer made his New Year pitch to voters. In a speech in Bristol, Starmer set out what he called Project Hope for the downtrodden UK. Despite saying people are right to be anti Westminster, he said the country can get its future back. He also says his priority is for economic growth before reducing income tax. Keir Starmer is the wrong choice for the UK and does not represent the people, none of them. So what are we gonna do? What are you gonna do if Keir Starmer is the wrong person for the UK? Yeah, Keir Starmer is wrong. I mean, it is like the lead by um the opposition by Keir Starmer with the 18% lead is due to the fact that people are just somewhat fed up with the same old with the conservative. But Richard Sunak is very upbeat with his plans and what he says he hoped to be dealing with all these different areas. But people are having a question sign. They're having a question sign over Keir Starmer. So what is it that people want? What is it that people need at this time? And it seemed to be it is not just something which is resonating only in the UK. I believe it is resonating worldwide, where people are really fed up, and it's like it's the world need a new direction. Is it? Is it? Is it? Is it? Is it a new direction which is needed? I don't know. You know, and I love to hear different persons' views on that. They are working for one corporation, so how to win if they control the game? But if they are working for one corporation, who are the players within the corporation? And the people that get into political office, shouldn't these persons as well, you know, play a significant role? And when I say play a significant role, because for so long, lots of people are actually saying that it is all politicians are the same. And yet at the same time, many people say they're going to get in there to make a difference. And when they get in there to make a difference, it's like they did not make a difference, or did they make a difference? But I believe in the same time that a lot of people hold that power. But do they hold the power? Because when it comes on to voting, that vote out a party getting another party, or is it just a period of time whereby you're going to get um, conservative in for 3 terms, going on to 3 terms, 4 terms, and then you're going to have the Labour going for 2 terms, 3 terms, and then they change hands. In Jamaica, you're going to have the Labour Party in for a period of time, and then after that, the Labour Party goes out. Then you have the PNP also, Labour PNP. In America, Republican goes in for a period of time, and then the Democrats goes in, and then the Democrats, while they're in, they do everything to try to get out maybe Trump or so. They fund both sides of all this war is a trading places thing. So what's the sense then? What's the sense when people are talking about what's the sense, you know? And I look at Starmer. I look at Starmer here, right? Because in the UK, for argument's sake, and this is what we're talking about for the UK, you know, people are fed up because of well, the interest rates went up, but it has been stabilized. It has been stabilized. Um, Junior doctors are striking. I think a 6 day strike. Train strike is going to be happening because people want more money, and when they get more money, the big belly man, which I call the Bank of England governor, is going to actually raise the tax and to say, hang on a second, too much money is in the system. I do recall also something similar in Jamaica, whereby when the government uh, gave out, paid themselves a lot of money, 200, 300% increase, and a lot of the big wigs also get a lot of money. And I believe that was done in a way whereby it keep their mouth. And then when lower income people now started to get an increase, then the Bank of Jamaica governor Bank of Jamaica governor came out and said, hang on a second, too much money in the system. We can't let too much money go into the system. So it is a high level of unfairness at the same time. So as people get something in their pocket, interest rate goes up and squeeze it out. So therefore, people are getting really peed off. And I believe 2020 24 is going to be a year of reckoning. It's going to be a year of reckoning where where I believe that people are not going to be, standing by and watching how things happen. Leaders are going to be removed. Elections are going to be called, and remove the technocrats and Nazis to stop funding them, to call for a ceasefire. You know, and I'm talking a lot of things tonight. Because even in Africa, speaking to my good friend of mine, he's supposed to come on, and he said he's want to work a lot with African nations and what is happening over there. I was speaking to someone from Congo and asking about what's going on with Congo, what's going on with Rwanda and Congo, and I'm getting a viewpoint there about a lot of things which we have in our phones or so come from Congo. Things in our computers come from Congo, the richest parts of the world, and yet at the same time, people are craving for crumbs because the leaders which are there somewhat are not leading effectively and are somewhat bought out. So the people are rising up. And it's the reason why you had these recent coups. And I need to really follow up on these recent coups which took place. You know, so even the boat people with what the present government is talking about, we're realizing now that the boat people are not the 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 amount of people who are actually creating a drain on the immigration system. A drain on the immigration system is because of legal immigration, you know, and it's like things cannot cope. So Project Hope, it's very important, and I believe lots of people need to somehow getting some semblance of hope in the system. Um, will Keir Starmer deliver that? You know, as I said, the Prime Minister said is that election will be held in the second half, and in the second half of this election to take place. Think about this for a second. What is happening is that Rishi's son, Keir Starmer, somehow is not giving out a lot of details as to what he's about and what he can do, what he's gonna do. He's watching the space. Hopefully, a manifesto comes out very soon because they're watching each other as to how they're gonna play their hand, playing games. I would say with the people. Yeah, this was planned. It was planned a long time ago. Yeah, come in. You need to come in. You need to invite yourself in and let me hear what you're actually saying. Cool breeze. You know, it'd be great for you to invite yourself in. Parliament is just illusion. You have a choice, but it's just bread and circus. Well, Chris Eubank say it's going to be parliamentary. Yeah, is Parliament illusion? So everything is like an illusion. Everything is all planned, already there. So what do we see for this great 2024? What can people do in this great 2024? And I'm talking about for the UK. You know, how can it make a difference? Third parties are very effective. Um, the party there, what's his name, Reform Party. They say they're gonna contest every seat they're gonna contest, and I believe that's gonna cut the Tories, you know, cut their down and then bring in Labour in. Who knows? Well, let's see if Richard Tice and his party can take a strong play. You know, the first thing they teach us is a spell. Ask yourself what is spell. Spell. What a spell, they say, is something that goes all over you. You know, you know. Is that it? Is that it? A spell that goes over you? That would be that would be something if a spell goes over you. But anyhow, I'm touching on a few things. Is a cast just like a vote? A cast just like a vote? Yeah, yeah. I wanted to. I saw something today which was very strange. Um, I guess I'm moving away from this topic here. I saw something today which was very strange, and what I saw was a man jumping up and almost beating up a judge. I don't know if you guys saw that. Um, that 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 was something, courtroom attack. You know, that was something else. I recall a case that I was doing one time. I was training. I do recall when a guy threw. This is what he did. He threw a glass at the judge. He threw a glass at the judge, and I think from that time, and this was at the RCJ, the Royal Court of Justice, and I believe up to this time, that's when they stopped putting. Is the world ready for a new direction? Okay, yeah, yeah. Are you sure? Yeah, yeah. I sure did see it. Let me see if I can share that video there. That was harsh, man. Video details. Project Hope. That's not it. Where is it? Courtroom attack. This was something else, man. This was something else. Oh,
Now, our team coverage continues with 13th Chief Investigator Darcy Spear.
That's right. And Darcy, you've been digging into Reddin's criminal history here and what he told the court before all of that chaos.
Tricia, it appears that Reddin is an example of how the system can fail.
There's a place in my life that I have mental health. I shouldn't be trying to do the right.
I appreciate that, but I think it's time that he gets a taste of something else because I just can't with that history. In accordance with the laws of the state of Nevada, this court.
In the aftermath of the attack, panic ensues as it's clear more help is needed in the courtroom.
Radio somebody? Radio somebody!
Oh, shame, really.
Off camera, down on the ground behind the bench, Reddin appears to be in the throes of a psychotic break, yelling unintelligibly and loudly clapping. No.
okay. If you heard something what they said right there, he was yelling and he was going crazy and he was shouting um, mental health. Yeah. Mental health is something which is being, what should I say, not taken seriously or is taken seriously. Do you think it was mental health, Michelle? You think it was mental health or you guys just bad? More going to prison or so? Because I strongly believe that a lot of things which are happening around there is mental health, but at the same time, some people are just bad. Even the guy that went in and shoot up the place again in America. Well, sometimes it depends on the color of the skin. If the color of the skin resonate, then we would say then that is mental health. If it was another type of color, one would say they are terrorists. But I'm talking about the shooting up business. She was too slow to. It may be difficult for her to move out of the way. You know why it's difficult? Because behind there in the judges bit there where they're sitting down, they have cases and maybe they got files there or so because sometimes they're dealing with so many cases. So maybe it was difficult for her to move very quickly. I remember the case that I was dealing with when the guy was a Jamaican dreadlocks guy. It was a family matter, and he threw a glass, a jug of glass or the jug at the judge, and the judge had to move on. And I recall that I had to be escorted out with I think I was representing the mother at the same time, out of court through the judge's chamber. And I think from that they stopped having glasses in court, but plastic. So it's been difficult. I think it was also a bit very slow of the security and all those guys that jump around. It seemed like it was the lawyer guys and that was jumping around there, you know. And yes, you're right. She couldn't believe it. She just froze. She froze, straight at her that she just froze and didn't know what to do. That was shocking, man. you know. And of course, the poor guy. I'm not going to say the poor guy now. The guy now is going to be rearrested and charged for assault, and attacking the judge. There are so many emotions which are going on there. There's so many different aspects of things there, and it reminds me of. And I haven't seen it. I haven't seen it, and I deliberately don't want to see it. But I'm on TikTok, and there's a topic which is being going around, and it's about, I believe it's a 14-year-old girl. I don't know if you have seen it, guys. A 14-year-old girl in Jamaica, and the 14-year-old girl was, attacked by about four other women, adult women or so, because of maybe the mother or so was involved with one of them man or something like that. So there's this saying now whereby if you can't catch Quacker, you catch him shut. So therefore, the shut is what is happening a lot, catching the shut. You know. And it was very shocking what because lots of people have been talking about it. I have not seen it, but lots of people are talking about it, about what they will do if they actually was the mother of that child, and what could possess women to beat up a 14-year-old girl. Isn't that mental health? Isn't that something of a mental health nature? I would think so. What would possess women to beat up a child, to attack a child? Yeah. And then was listening about a woman who also attacked her husband or so, chop him up. It's that mental health. They're sane people. One of the prime ministers is saying that in Jamaica they need to be a minister of peace or so to deal with all of these things, because there seems to be a lack of alternative dispute resolution. People coming together and try to talk about the things that they're having. What is it? What is the problem? How can they address it? As I said, this year, 2024, is a year where people have to have a high level of self reflection of themselves, taking time out as much as possible for yourself. Take a walk in the park and to chill, clear the mind, clear out the cobwebs, because there's a lot of things on the horizon, and I'm setting the stage, because one of the things that I'm planning to do as well is every 2 weeks is to have Professor Rosalie Hamilton having a discussion on the Constitution in regarding Jamaica, having Daniel as well from National Integrity, and Jeanette Calder as well, different persons, to discuss things on a high level, things from a world level, to give some level of substance. I think one's got to move away from just having the talking and just having the conversation, but having some sort of resolution and some solutions. Michelle said, just wicked people, nothing to do with mental health, with those grown ass female beating up that child. Yes. Did you see it? Did you watch it? Anybody watched it? You know, you know that was you know I just find it very hard these days to sit down and to watch. People say, "Hey, Sylbourne, I got this video, blah blah blah." I say, I don't want to see it, and especially anyone with children, I don't want to see it. Don't want to touch it, because I believe one has got to really protect your mind. You've got to protect your mind at this time. The mind is such a crucial place there that so many things are attacking for the mind, the soul, and the spirit. You know, yeah. You saw it, yeah. Everyone is. It's like when you go into a supermarket, and in that supermarket, what you're gonna see at the end when you're leaving out, you see all those Happy New Year to you, all those sweets, because the branding experts, they recognize that it's very important that they place these things at a children. Well, I can put people's handwork, or people have a sweet tooth as well, to see how they can actually um, you know, reach out to the youths, reach out to the children. Branding, attacking the mind. So many things are competing for the mind now. You know, on the social media, and everything is competing for the mind. And if you don't control the mind will be so saturated to the point that everything gonna look so normal. Killing will be so normal. Just like when we talk about killing of recent days, they say all those killings, for argument's sake, in Jamaica, those killings are not because of um, people attacking each other just like that. They're all related. They all know each other. They're all a part of the process. They are juggies. They are gangsters. They are like the two brothers and sisters who passed away. They're scammers, and they actually um, you know defraud another scammer. So therefore, they get it. They get what they deserve. But yet at the same time, that is still a high level of crime. I mean, how do you justify one crime against the other? 2024 has got to be, and I'm not setting the stage. Since 2024 has got to be a year to be reckoned with worldwide, and we've got to be very informative. We also have to be influencers, influencing those around us to what we want to see, not what they want us to see. So, as I said, every 2 weeks, we'll have this discussion on connecting with Jamaica, with talking about the Constitution in Jamaica, because we're in the UK here, we're in the diaspora. I mean, of recent days, there's been this big thing which is being talking about regarding a letter that Rupert Francis wrote, and to the Audrey Marks, who is the ambassador for Jamaica in the UK, in the USA, and he set out some points as to how the relationship with the government also is not working. And then you also have the organization which are officially the diaspora, and therefore people are asking these different questions. So therefore, there need to be some sort of resolving as to how we can communicate and step up the plate. So we're going to have these discussions every 2 weeks, possibly on a Sunday, and bring in all the different stakeholders. Because if you just have one meeting sometime or one discussion at different times, that one discussion will go away. Because the whole constitution debate, I believe it's unfortunate that it is not being cascaded down regular and having a very powerful impact upon people in Jamaica. So they recognize it. So therefore, when it comes to the point whereby there is going to be the need for a referendum, and where people have to vote, people will be fully armed, with the information, than scrambling to get something, or scrambling to vote on a what should I say, party color terms, orange and green, which shouldn't be. Yeah, it's just like how you wonder, why do they have soda machines in the hospital? Yeah, and the hospital to be a place that's about health and marketing. That's correct. And in those soda machines, what you have, you also have all these sweets and all these different things. You know, it's like okay, like let's say, when people have diabetes and all those sort of things, instead of the doctors actually bringing people aside and talking to them about best ways of eating, doing some exercise, going out and cutting down this, they just throw tablet upon them, tablet upon tablet, to boost that pharmaceutical thing. So our eyes have got to be open. We've got to take off the specs and recognize that sometimes, it's indirectly they're killing you with some of these uh pills and all those sort of things. Because even during the part of the COVID period, you know and I stand my ground from the COVID time, whereby I was, untouched. You know, I was untouched. You know, pure blood decided not to be touched because I believe we become somewhat junkies. Could it be? Could be classified that we're all junkies of all of these medical things that are so like that. And I believe that it is time that we stand up in different ways. Stand up in different ways as to how what is happening in the Middle East. I mean, the Middle East is a very classical one. The Middle East, whereby is it the figures? I still cannot resonate that figure in my head of 17,000 to 20,000 of Palestinians who have been killed. Is that so? 17 to 20,000. You know, you know. What's the link to come up? What's the link? What's the link? Remind me what's the link. Um, Michelle, tell me what's that link you mean? What's the link to come up? And also, 17,000 to 20,000 people, it is said, have been killed. I still can't work that figure out in my head still at the same time. It just doesn't make sense. You know? Two wrongs don't make a right. And that's also the so you can see the effect of the diaspora. Oh, come on. Oh, okay, okay. Okay. I understand it. I understand it. Let me do something here. If anybody want to come on the show, let me and if you want to talk, let me send you the link. Link is always there, but let me see if I can find it. I know I can find it. Da, da, da. By the way, Epstein, many days. I don't understand this Epstein thing because this Epstein thing is talking about what's his name? These guys, Clinton and everybody involved with this thing here. Everybody getting exposed. Everybody's getting exposed. Everybody getting exposed. even even Stephen Hawkins. I don't understand how Stephen Hawkins get into this. Somebody was saying, what's that? Anyhow, I don't know. Let's not go there where angels fear to go. Michelle, I sent you the link as well. I think I saw Garry a while ago. He said something like he's caught up into something there, so that's no problem. And I was getting Rudy Page, but I haven't seen him as well. But nevertheless, I just want to keep having this conversation because conversation is very important. Yeah. The Rupert Francis issue, which was discussed, and I was on Mr. Wayne Lonesome program talking about this, and the diaspora. Yeah, let me see. um, let me see there. Hey, how you doing?
Hello there. I'm not
You
on
good?
camera today. No camera today.
That's all right. We know. We know. We can't hear your voice. That's the most important thing.
No, when you were talking about, when I stated about the hospital, my sister and I was just talking because she has been a nurse for over 40 years now, and she owns
Mm,
her own home now that she has sick people that's in the home. And she
mm,
was just saying it that, she had to bring her patient to the hospital because he's diabetic. And she
mm.
said he fully diabetic because now he has to be on insulin. He has to
Yeah,
go on what you call it again? When they go, he has to take dialysis now.
yeah, yeah.
So she said she comes in and on his tray, the lunch tray, they have all this stuff on it, the
What sweet
sweet
stuff?
stuff on there. Yeah. And he's supposed to be diabetic. So it's like Do they really want to
Come off of it.
heal you? Exactly.
Yes.
It's all a money making thing that they have. There's no diet. I thought that the hospital is supposed to have your dietitians, that you have this patient, you're supposed to write what he's supposed to get.
Yes.
But I see they serve you soup, and the soup comes out of the can and it's salty as hell.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
They serve you all this stuff. How is that going to get you better? How is
Mm.
that going to get you better? It's going to let you be in the hospital forever. And it's just, this is a part of the agenda.
Let me ask Gary, how are you doing, sir?
Happy New Year, Sylbourne. Happy New Year, Michelle.
Happy New
Hey,
Year's, Rev.
that gone long time in a virgin. A fourth.
And a fourth. Not too long.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. It's not that long ago. Not that
Not
long
that long
ago at
ago.
all.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, Happy New Year. well, yeah. Well, thanks for coming on. I know I got the explanation, so you could make it early. And I was just sitting here and just pondering, Gary, over 2023 or 2023. We have inherited a lot of 2023 into 2024. It's like nothing has really changed to a certain extent, in the sense of world affairs. You still have the Ukraine
Right.
war, you still have the Middle East war, you still have the elections coming up soon, Rishi Sunak and Keir Starmer. You still have issues in Jamaica, and I'm saying, um, what's the difference that people have to do to change the game instead of waiting for others to make a difference? We have got to make a difference now, isn't it?
Well, I mean, I would agree with you on that. Yeah, people, we need to make the difference before the difference changes us.
Yeah.
But because of the way how things are, I in one of my sessions that I did, I'm sure it was during this week, I did note that if someone didn't know that this was 2024, they would think that this is the same year, that we
Yes.
are still in 2023. Because as you were
Mm.
so rightly said, there's hardly any difference at all. There's been hardly any change, anything.
Mm.
Um, so so what I think what may happen, and I don't know if Michelle has would agree, or has you've mentioned it at all,
Mm.
if any at all. But I think that we're being set up, if that's a word. I think we're being set up for something to happen. I think
Yeah.
something will happen. Now, whatever that is, I'm not sure what that is going to be. But I do believe that there's something afoot that is going to really change the lives of many. Um, 24, 2024, I believe is going to be a year that humanity has not ever yet experienced. I believe that. I don't know what. I'm not going to say that I don't I'm not a date setter. I'm not a person that will predict anything either.
Mm.
But every year, when you think about it though, if you think every year that has ever come has
Yeah.
always made a mark. It has always made an impression
Yeah.
upon the individuals that have been allowed to experience um, the said year. And I really believe that the year 2024 will be a year that will be quite different from any other year at any other point in time. I do feel that. I do feel that.
That's a year. A year to be reckoned with is what you're saying. A year to be reckoned
Oh
with.
yes,
Mm.
yes. I mean the political landscape. When you look at the political landscape of the United Kingdom, of the United States of America, of Europe, and of other areas, our world for an example, our world has never experienced such a weak U.S. administration as what we are as what we have here today. Now, I'm not against President Biden. I
Yes.
don't know him. He has not done anything to me. So, and he seems to be a nice guy, even though with all of the allegations of cronyism and everything that his son Hunter seems to have against him. I don't know
Yeah.
anything about it, but his administration seems to be very weak in every area. His foreign policy seems to be very weak. Lincoln, I think that's his name. I I I don't think he's a foreign. I don't think he's a foreign secretary that is all that effective. Really, I think he's very ineffective. I don't think he's as forceful as the other foreign secretaries that the United States have
You
had.
mean okay,
In
the young guy, the guy there that is going around. Yeah, yeah.
I don't think he.
I think he hold his head in his hands many times when the president is speaking and say, "Oh my days, what did he do? What did he say?" You know, I think he's having a
Well,
hard time actually.
that may be so, Sil. That may be so. But him as an individual, he
Yes.
as an he as a statesman,
Mm.
he needs to really be able to stand and speak for himself. Even though, yes, he's the mouthpiece of the president. He's the one that the president is sending around the world, the Secretary of State for the United States. He's the one that, let's say, he's the prophet for the president.
Mm.
So he goes out, he represents the government, he speaks
Yeah.
for the government of the United States.
Yes.
But there is nothing about him. There's nothing about him in a sense to say that he's got the gravitas where
Yeah.
people gravitate towards him and listens to what he says. That's
Mm.
why I'm saying that the foreign policy of the United States is very weak,
Yeah.
very weak.
Michelle,
Now the
yeah. Go on. Go
go
on.
ahead.
I was going to
The
ask
United
Michelle. I was going to ask Michelle, what's your thoughts on what you just said? Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly what Rev is saying. Yes, very weak,
Mm.
and I'm just ready for them to come out. And they're the one that right now. I used to be Democrat.
Mm.
Not anymore. I'm sorry.
But do you see Trump as the figure, the next figure to sort of take the space?
Listen,
Because there's
I just see the whole politics system just breaking down. It's like there's no good Democrat candidate right now to say run against Sleepy Joe.
mm,
And then the Republican is just like there's no one.
Mm.
mm.
It's like the whole politics system just mash up. Like what who do we have? No one.
Let's juxtapose that with UK, Gary, because today the opposition leader Keir Starmer made his pitch to say that he's Project Hope, and that's what I started the show with. And he says the the prime minister is squatting in number 10 Downing Street. He's expecting an election very soon, but the prime minister said it's going to be the latter part of the year, the second half of the year. We're going to go on Jamaica a bit, but what do you see as the UK then in respect of this?
Well, I mean, I think when now, I mean, as you know, and as I know of you, um, Sil, we're conservative.
Yes.
Yes, we're conservative voters.
Mm.
Now, um, within the Labour Party, I've been looking at it. Within the Labour Party, I do not see anyone within that party that is a formidable force to stand against Rishi Sunak. Now, I'm not saying that
Mm.
Rishi is a strong individual, like, let us say, like a Maggie Thatcher or like a Michael Heseltine. Everybody has their own character, but
Yes.
Rishi is Rishi.
Yes.
right? Now, but I don't see anybody in the Labour Party that is able right now. I think of one and two individuals or three individuals that probably may have a chance if they decided to come back into politics, namely David Miliband.
Yeah.
Secondly, Ed Balls. Thirdly, even I'm thinking of the mayor for Manchester.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Now,
yeah. He's a formidable figure. He's a formidable figure. The
now
guy
I have
in yeah.
yeah, I've looked at those three individuals, but they're not in politics, not in British politics anyway. So everybody that probably may have had a chance to do something to make a dent are not involved.
Mm.
Even Portillo, who is not in the who is not in the conservative government or politics anymore, he would be a force to be reckoned with within the Conservative Party. But you don't have people like him there. There is nobody in these two parties. You've got Liberal Democrat and you've got another party. What's the other party's name? There's another
Uh,
a newish other
reform,
party,
but Lib
Reform
Dem.
Party.
Yeah, because
Right.
what they said is that they are going to be putting someone in every seat. Richard Tice, which
Yeah. Well, I
and they're more.
again, still, I don't see anybody that is really that forceful to take it from Rishi. Now, Rishi has a problem, and we have said this many times, Sil, because one, the Conservative Party is about to implode because they don't want Rishi there. They don't want Rishi there, and I feel that they want to put their own kind in there. Rishi, as far as I'm concerned, I believe he may be the best out of the whole lot to
Yeah.
remain as the party leader and the prime minister because you don't have what we had with the previous two, um, post holders.
Mm.
Rishi doesn't have that following him. I think he's done well. Now, who with what he has been given,
Mm.
who in the country and never mind the whole world can ever do what others want him to do
Yes.
when they know that they cannot really do it because the whole world politics and finance is all together. So
Mm.
Rishi really has had a hard time to hold things together. And I think Rishi would do. I think Rishi, with what he's with the hand that he's been dealt with, has
Mm.
done well. I'm not saying he's perfect. I'm not saying
Yeah.
that he's he's Merlin the wizard. But what I'm saying is that he has done his best. He's gone about from day one to do business. Dress
So
well, look well, presents well, talks well, and he gets on with the leaders. At least the
yeah.
world leaders respect the individual.
So the question which I put up there now is Britain ready for a new direction? And that is what Project Hope is talking about with Keir Starmer changing the
I
whole
don't,
game.
I don't think with again, Starmer, Keir Starmer, Sir Keir Starmer. I don't have a problem with him. He's a nice guy. I've never met him. And he is the leader of the Labour Party, but I don't think he is of the right character to
Mm.
take on the prime minister, the premiership of the United Kingdom at this time. If we're going to need someone, if we're going to have a change of personnel from Rishi to another individual,
Mm.
you've got to have someone, in my estimation, is not someone that has to be a bully, doesn't have to be someone that talks loud and try to convince everybody. No.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
just saying that I think we need someone that has the gravitas. Is someone, and that is why over the many months and the many weeks here, we
Yeah.
have more or less hit the topic about leadership.
Leadership. You know,
Leadership.
yeah. You know,
Because that is needed. It's
yeah.
really needed. And it's lacking.
Yeah.
World leadership is lacking.
No, that's a brilliant point, and we've been talking about it a lot, and that is why it looks as if to say we're still in 2023 because we're back again with the same discussions about leadership. We touched on America, which we're seeing what is happening. We touched on the UK, and I was listening to some different punters today, and what they're saying is that while Keir Starmer is standing up and say, "Let's get rid of Rishi Sunak," they're asking him some poignant questions. I say, "What's your plan?" And you're not getting it. You're not getting the full plan from him. It's like he's waiting for something to drop out. And because Rishi Sunak has now said, because Keir Starmer has played his hands and said what he's want to do, and Rishi Sunak has now said, "I won't call election till the half of this year," then Keir Starmer is finding himself in this position now whereby he's got to come up very soon or he's going to look stale, leading up to that point there, So that's a very interesting thing about leadership. But before we go, there's also the issue about Jamaica as well, because there's also the pending election in Jamaica. We're seeing this massive thing. In February, there should be the need for or the call for a local government elections, and to this day, that date is not there because too many dates, I believe, are held too close to leaders, to politicians' breasts. You know, the Jamaica need to have what should I say, a date for a local government election. And I can understand a bit because of the COVID bit in the period of there, even though at the same time during the COVID there was a general election, and there need to be a date for uh, a general election as well in Jamaica. Michelle, are you still there?
Yes, I am.
Yeah. What's your take now? I don't know. I
Well,
don't.
I've
I don't know.
always
I
said
don't know if you
that.
had want. I
I
don't know if you had wanted to touch base on Jamaica, on the UK issues, but I move over
well,
to
not the
Jamaica now.
UK shit. You know, me not really know nothing about that.
Gary,
But on the
Vita
Jamaica
is
issue,
here.
yes.
Vita is
It,
here, Gary. She's on Instagram. She said hello to you. You can't see her, but
Oh,
she's Vita, yeah.
uh,
Vita, Vita, you need to come. You need to come back out onto Restream, man. You need to leave
Well, we're not
Instagram alone.
on StreamYard. Yeah. Michelle, so you're saying. Mm,
yeah, there should be a date because I think it's unfair to the other party that they might be going against.
mm,
Um, you can't be prepared because you don't know when.
yes.
So I think it's off balance. It should be a date for, I don't know what they call it, primary, you know, a primary, the voting for, even for the prime minister, there should be a date. How long him staying there? 4 years, 6 years, how long? After
Mm,
6 years, every December the 7th is the election. You know what I'm saying?
mm, mm,
That's the way it should be
mm,
to
yeah.
make it balanced. Because me think that if you in the office, if you're in the house and you are the one that can call it when it or come on, you can say, all right, man, I'll do it next month. The other partner no, is not going to be prepared to say, all right, this is a election.
So what you're talking about is a level of certainty that the people can work with, not just the opposition leaders or the different parties, but a certainty that the people can run
Yeah,
with.
the people know that our election is on this day.
Mm, mm,
You know.
I mean, yeah, yeah. I mean, I think I agree with what Michelle has said.
mm,
In addition to that, Jamaica is too involved within themselves and they've got too much going on. Now they're saying that that they have this election to do and they're not giving dates.
They're not
yeah.
giving dates.
Yeah. What about this Republican issue that they're supposed to be looking at? Are they doing that? That's what I'm saying. It's things like that. Then then before that they had the little issue like the passports. Have they cleared the backlog of the passports, Sylbourne? You see, they give
Yeah.
promises.
Mm,
They give promises, and they say that they're going to do this, they're going to do that. They've got the people at heart. They've got the people at mind. They've
mm,
got the nation. They're looking after the nation, but they're not looking after the nation. They're looking after themselves. They're
Themselves,
looking after
yes.
themselves.
okay. Okay, you're back. Yeah. I think Vita blocked us. Vita come on a while ago and she said yes. And then we all get shut off. She said yes, shut them down. I think it's Vita did it a while ago. Did you say something against you said something against Leicester people? Yeah. Vita said yes. And we just got shut down. Yeah. He said they're working
Yeah,
on the kinks. Yeah. Yeah.
no, I mean whether they're working on the kinks or not, that's not I mean that's okay. But the thing about it is this, that look what you did for them. Look what you did for them here, Sil. Look at the meeting that you hosted and probably you organized, at least to get across to the people here. What else have you heard? Have you heard anything else? Has anything been said to you? Because we certainly haven't heard anything.
And
Yeah.
this is where it
What
comes
progress are
in,
they
where
making?
I always say this is most Jamaican people now, is that they complain today and they comply tomorrow.
Mm,
This is how it goes. You hear about it today and hear, oh, they're mad today, and then tomorrow is comply. Them comply with it. And it just keeps on going. The cycle keeps
mm,
on going. And
mm,
that's what happens. So there will never be change. There
mm,
will never be change.
mm,
Because you complain today and then tomorrow you just comply with everything. It's all right. Then just you go along with it. You go along to get along. It doesn't make sense.
I think with the as I said before, one of the things that I'm planning to do,
Hello?
I don't
It
know
looks
why
like okay.
we keep getting shut off all the while. One of the things that I'm planning to do for this year is to definitely have these meetings regular when it comes on to constitutional bit. So Professor Rosalie Hamilton, and I'm putting this out as a PR and as a promotion. Professor Rosalie Hamilton is going to and I we're going to do some regular shows every 2 weeks on Sundays, looking at the whole bit regarding the constitution, looking at the whole issue regarding holding the government accountable. It's about transparency, and I think this is very helpful, and I think it really does will help the government. With Daniel as well from NIA, National Integrity Action, and JAMP, Jeanette Calder, and bringing in different persons. There's a diaspora weight group with Stephanie Marley, one of Bob Marley's daughters as well, which I'm involved with. You know, I think it's a time, Michelle, whereby we give people some real good source of information, teaching them. Take it upon yourself, because as far as I'm concerned, I don't believe and I haven't seen the government educating the people as to the whole aspect regarding the reform, regarding removing.
No. No.
No,
They
that's
don't
all.
know. They don't know. And this is where information comes in, and you teaching them, you
Mm,
know, showing them what this is all about. Because a lot of Jamaican is illiterate on the politics, real politics, what it's all about, you know, which branch this, which they're illiterate to it.
yeah.
All them knows the colors and party.
Yeah. And I just heard something a while ago, and sometimes I can't keep up with Jamaica really, about some kids, what they're doing. They're actually painting some places, and so I don't know the source of that really, but it is though a lot of things are from a micro level, and we got to touch on a macro aspect as well. Gary, you're saying something.
No, I mean I'm agreeing with you. I'm agreeing with you. You know,
Yeah.
I think I don't know. Jamaica just needs to focus on what needs. If they say they're going to do something, they must do it.
Mm.
Don't play with the people's minds. You know,
Yeah.
don't start something. You know, with such haste and such energy, and then
Yeah.
you just let the people go. I mean, what do they want? You know, how do they want the people of Jamaica, their citizens, to react? Do they want them to come along with them, or are they just leading them down the green path and leaving them there?
They don't
I,
That's
care.
not.
It's all about dollars. As long as the dollars are
mm,
going in them pocket, they could give two hell about the people. Really, it's not
yes.
about the people. It's not about the people.
But what you're saying now, do you see it also resonating regarding the different places, UK, USA, Middle East? Of course, is wars to deal with, um, equipments and guns, which is money. It's a money making thing. In Africa, we're talking about um, all these diamonds and these golds. It's like
Come on, Sylbourne. You know that it's what it is. It's all money making. Come on. Right
it's
now, all wars are bankers' war. Every bank make money off a war.
yes.
Every war is bankers' war.
Mm,
Okay.
True.
These governments, the congressman, everybody, they have their stocks in Lockheed Mark. That's our defense.
yes.
Okay, them have you see when war start now, them a make money off of these
Mm,
things because they're making money off of these weapons and stuff like that. So all wars are bankers' war. So when you hear
yes.
war, it's all a money thing. People
Yes.
are make money.
Yes.
They're making money off of this.
Yes. 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 Interesting times. Interesting times. Well, definitely. Well, I want to say as well, Facilitators for Better Jamaica, which is the organization which I had formed many years ago. I was reviewing it over the new year and just realized that there's 12,000 persons on it. I don't know if they're active or so. I use it and touch base with it at times, but I'm going to really resurrect it to a point and to 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 use it to be a bit more of an effective voice, because the diaspora, as we have seen of recent days, I don't know if Gary, you have seen that letter that a gentleman called Rupert Francis wrote. I don't know, Michelle, if you have seen the letter that Rupert Francis wrote. Did you see the
Yes, I
letter?
did.
Yes, Gary, I don't know if you have seen the letter. I think I may have sent it to you. Um, did you see that letter, Gary? We set out the four
And so
points.
what? No, I didn't get to see it.
Yes, and the letter set out some points that the a gentleman from the diaspora, the crime initiative, what he said is that, and I'll just repeat it. The purpose of this, I write to you in the capacity as chairman of the Jamaican Diaspora Crime Intervention and Prevention Network. This is of Jamaica, of concerns of Jamaicans living in Jamaica and the diaspora. And he said these are some issues which need to be addressed: the increasing state of public corruption, the high level of violent crime, the failure to provide promised service delivery, unfilled promise to the diaspora regarding its involvement in the political process, and the legal defense that diaspora members do not have standing to sue the government. So a lot of different issues there which need to be. They're rocking all over the place. It's disjointed and it's all over the place, and I believe that there need to be some semblance of discussion, and of course they're talking about having some demonstration at different uh, diaspora sites, and they mentioned the UK, USA, Canada, whereby they will go maybe demonstrate and protest at the Jamaica High Commission. I believe the last time there was a demonstration at the Jamaica High Commission, people always call me and wonder if I'm involved with these things. But I went down to the Jamaica High Commission and I interviewed the former High Commission, George Ramakan, about regarding some disturbances there. So without a doubt, we have to really, Michelle and Gary, we have to take our rightful place and actually be a voice in all of these things, and not allow things to just get out of hand, because a lot of people now, and people are recognizing that people are in positions, they're in positions, but they cannot challenge the government. They cannot challenge. They cannot, I always say, which none of these organizations can challenge the government and say, why are you not signing the integrity code? Why are you not telling us who the six persons being investigated? Why is the prime minister not disclosing his earnings? You know what I'm saying?
Well, if the people them were if the people was educated, they would, like I always say, the power of the people is more powerful than the people in power. So if
Yes,
the
yes,
people then will come together and do these things, they will have to answer. They will
yes.
have to answer.
Hmm. What
But you
they
have
say?
one, two, you have a one group or two group or whatever. It's not, you're not gonna really get anything done because you have
Exactly.
the people them in a Jamaica where them just la 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 them talk just a go through and them just make them little living and just from hand
And,
to mouth
and they don't want to rock the boat.
and they don't want to rock the boat, so them just go along with the
Hmm.
process,
Hmm.
and that's it. They need to be educated. Civics need to be in school now where they're teaching those courses in school. When them getting out from middle school, them should not teach them things.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Gary, Michelle, thank you so much. Saturday night talk on
Yes.
SIP again, and
Okay.
but everything has got to be very targeted, though. I can't deal with just talking.
Exactly. We need some kind of resolve, some result. Come.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just because we inherit a lot of 2023, that doesn't mean to say we have to carry on like how we did in 2023 as well.
Mhm. Mhm.
Sure.
There's got to be a shift. There's got to be a paradigm shift.
But
As well.
what we have to realize, Sylbourne, is that it's all deception. It
Yes.
all them are trying to distract. Everything that's happening is just
Listen,
distraction.
listen. There's so much distraction I saw recently. When I
Yeah,
was thinking about Jamaica, every minute there's a new announcement, an announcement, announcement. It just distracting,
distraction,
pure distract.
distraction,
It's like
distraction.
I call it spoiler alert.
Mhm, mhm.
Spoiler alert,
That's
man.
what's happening now. Even with the Weinstein that you were talking about.
The wine. Who's that?
Weinstein, when name Epstein,
Epstein thing.
not
Yeah,
Wein. Well, him involved in it too, but Epstein. Even
something
with
I
that
want.
Epstein thing, it's all a distraction. They put the list out, and it was just like a distraction.
And
Clicking
everybody.
on the list, how much people on the list, and
Yes,
you know, distraction. That's all it is. P Diddy,
yes.
you see what's going on with him?
TD Jakes,
TD Jakes. Oh,
Gary. There's
I
so much
was
things.
I was gonna I was gonna ask you about that, but time gone.
Yeah,
mm-hmm.
yeah. I just keep myself away from those. What the song says. What the song says. I keep myself away. What the song? I away from these things. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's
It's
some
too.
serious stuff
But
that's
but
going on over
but,
here.
but
Serious.
what you're seeing though is this. You're seeing the shaking of persons that people look up to. They're
Oh
being
yeah.
shaken.
Oh yeah. And it's so sad that you have a
Mm,
lot of people with all the evidence and the facts that's coming out about
mm,
TD Jakes.
mm,
You have people where with bash you and kill you if you talk about TD Jakes.
mm.
And this is it. Or if it's a movie star and there are some wicked people, but just a persona that they show you out in the public and all that kind of
Yeah.
stuff. People just see that the persona that they show them, but although you're seeing the facts that this person's not a good person, they don't care. You
Yes.
know. Yeah.
All right.
All
Well,
right.
Anyway,
have a good night, Gary.
yes, God bless,
Have a
man.
good
And
night.
God bless you.
we'll talk in the week, yeah? We'll talk.
We're talking the week. We're talking the week.
Okay.
All
Michelle,
right,
take care
bless
of
you.
Bye
yourself.
bye.
Thank you very much. And ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you, those on Instagram, those on Facebook, those on YouTube. Have a good night and may God bless you and peace out. And see you around next time. Bye bye.